So I'm on the website and it's waiting for town of Shelter Island.
Yeah, well, you'll come up.
Oh, you're on it? Okay. Got it, okay.
The meeting host will let you in soon.
Delay.
Oh, you're watching it live.
It's all coming in.
It's delay. You'll move it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna continue our budget meeting, work session. As I just mentioned to the board members, we don't have a whole lot to continue going forward with because we're meeting with the head of the departments that we need to discuss budget items on Monday. Shelby, you want to give us some updates?
Yes. So first, Jack is gonna come in on Tuesday at 11.
Yep.
If you want to add that to your calendar.
So we have, Monday, we have the assessors, IT media, and the chief,
Correct.
Monday. Tuesday, we have Brian. What time?
9 o'clock.
9 a.m. And how about recreation? Do we get something from?
She hasn't answered.
Okay,
Yeah,
and that's all we're waiting to hear from.
I think so.
Yeah. And then Jack was at 11, you said?
Yes, on Tuesday.
Tuesday now.
Tuesday at 11.
Yes,
Okay. Tuesday at 11?
Jack.
Jack too.
Got it.
Okay, any number change?
Yes, so,
Give us pages if you.
yes, that's what I was just doing. So if you go to page 12. MTA tax, is that what you guys have?
Yep.
It is 16,880.
Came down $75.
Yeah. And then go to page 26, benefits.
The thick pages,
Yeah,
26. Got it.
okay,
It was the social security, right? That was missing.
yep,
So that's 371,252.
371, 252?
Yep.
okay, so that's another 20,000 less.
Then page 37. So the B fund MTA tax is 1,638. Page 42. The B fund social security is 36,852.
I'm sorry, read that one more time.
36,852. And page 44. So the DA MTA tax, 2,621.
That's $11.
That went up $11. You're killing us, Joe.
Page 46. So the first line, which is the DA 903846,
Retirement mechanics.
yes.
Yep.
Or it should be social security mechanics,
So the third one down.
yeah, is 16,611.
Okay,
Okay.
It's the.
third line down.
Yeah.
Okay, 16,000.
Say the number again.
16,611, $16,611.
Okay.
And then the next one, so then the brush and weeds.
Yep,
Is 42,352.
That went down too.
Then page 50. The MTA tax is $342. And social security, which is a little bit lower on the page, 7,702. They're pretty similar to, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. We got maybe a $25,000 savings.
Exactly. But with the EMS poll, we're down to 5.1.
We are at 5.1 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing when I was, yesterday after the meeting, I was going over my worksheets, and we had not significant, but we had increased projected revenues a little after we met with Dottie. I don't think we put those in. What's that?
So we started at 4.8. We went up to 6.2, now down to 5.1. Be nice to get back to that 4.8.
Yes. Got it at 95.
Okay,
Yes.
and how about commercial activity fee?
2,000.
Okay,
Each vehicle permits is 700.
about film,
Home permits 2,500.
okay, and we're gonna do 47 this year. 50,000, or just leave it.
Maybe have Shelby check film permits over
The last few
couple
years.
Yeah, like, did it go down
Right.
with COVID and it's picking back up like some work levels?
Just because I'm curious, Amber.
Mhm.
Cell tower money, which we have in reserve, or through 2031 or 2 or whatever that was, you know, that certain amount of money, $67,000, I guess, that we have there. What's the disposition of that? How does that look? I mean, is there some way of telling us what we have left in that?
Yes, I have a spreadsheet on that. I haven't updated yet. I was working on the
Okay.
WMAC fund balance and what was in those reserves. I was waiting until we, everything settled down so that I could then take a look, and I will update that schedule for Monday.
Okay, thank you. Because to be honest with you, you know, if we were looking to get to a magic number at one point, sacrificing 1 year, you know, that's it's about 2/3 of a point, you know, like 6% of the budget. You know, if you're at 5.1, it could take you to 4.5, you know, by taking off a year at the end. You know, just something to think about without,
Yeah,
you know, going into craziness of.
right, penny wise and dollar foolish.
Correct.
Yeah.
Trying to write things like automobiles and delaying them,
Right.
and we do this, that, and the other thing. It's something that, you know, we could look at.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I'm just looking to see. Yeah, let me update that because I have it through 2021 and I just have to make an assumption about this year is going to land.
But that was designed, if my memory serves me correctly, to get us through the end of the contract on the cell tower, which was 2032 or 33, or somewhere around there, you know.
We have 665,000 left. It's just the designated cell tower piece.
Correct.
So that would last us another, 10 years.
Right.
But then we also have regular, we have just unallocated, unassigned fund balance that we like to, keep
Healthy.
keep it to a certain percentage. So at the end of 2021, we had 1.1 million in unassigned fund balance. And we had 732,000 of the cell tower money
Right.
before taking out this year's.
Yeah.
We still also have 300,000 from the cell tower that was on the capital side that we've set aside for grant funding reserve. So we've always got 300,000, so if we have to outlay money and wait for a grant to come back in, we have that.
Which we used some of that for the Crescent Beach to
Yep.
pay for that, and then it'll go back in there.
Right,
Yeah.
lay it out, yeah.
And then we had done a whole bunch of capital projects back when we first got the money, and there's still 117,000 there.
Yeah, we did 4 capital projects out of that money, if my memory serves me correct.
So you didn't use all the money you allocated?
No,
No.
sitting in, so
So
when we
that,
look at the capital
Yeah,
projects.
I think we'll do that Tuesday after we meet with Brian, because he's got some
to be,
items that we gotta
yeah,
decide.
I mean, these are, because the 4 projects were the cameras for the North and South Ferry, Volunteer Park was the second one. The third one was something at the recycling center, I thought that we did. I doubt. And the fourth one, I don't remember. Although, yes, the brick pointed, correct.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to address the building next door, so if you have money left over, we might need it for that.
Right, yeah.
So on Monday, we have the assessors coming at 10 o'clock. Kevin.
Okay, so we've gone through general A, gone through general B.
Okay.
Highway will be here,
Highway.
what do we say, Tuesday?
No,
I don't think we
Didn't finish the whole month.
Mondays, except the deal with Bloomberg, right?
We got,
Oh, okay. I thought we finished Monday.
Building.
And zoning.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, so we might
Let's go to B.
today.
we got through like half of it.
I thought we got, I don't know.
No, got to the end of A.
We got to an A, so you just wish we,
Just a random aside, just because we're talking about like this money that we have.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about what you want to spend the ARPA money on, or
No, we gotta do that.
like, is that, I don't know if there's any projects coming up you could use that on?
She's
Or if Jen Messiaen, like maybe she's the best person to help with that.
Yes, and I think with the municipal wastewater,
Mhm.
we have to, we're looking to see what happens with the grants there, because then it can be used for infrastructure, so if we
Right.
don't get grant money for that, then
You could use it
we
towards
could use
that.
it towards that.
Because I think a project has to be picked by 2024, maybe. I think that's what they said. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, yeah.
That's like 250,000.
Oh, it's, we should have found it just, it's the negotiations.
Yeah,
And we said $1.1 million for unencumbered,
Unassigned.
unassigned.
okay.
so we're going to page 37. We'll start at the top. This is the committee clerk, again, we took this line out for now, that we decided how to. That's what we, all the committee clerks' lines are budgeted in each department. We tried to consolidate it, to figure out a better way to do that.
I got the plan.
Okay, good,
Listen, Shelby and Judy know the plan.
great, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, we put it in the budget, who's paying for what,
Yeah.
and then we do a transfer at the beginning of the year in order to make the bookkeeping available next year.
Okay, MTA tax payroll, Shelby just gave us the update. That went from 1748 to 1638.
It's 1638 now. Okay,
Contingent, we had 10,000, we've
That should
modified.
be rounded up to 14,000.
Yeah, okay. We adopted 10,000, we modified it the year to 45,600, and we're proposing 14,000. Part-time contingent. Next is contract.
Shelby, why did we make
DB,
this one's gonna be 14. Oh, 14.
the DB highway.
Yeah, okay.
no, I mean for this year.
Oh, LBR's money that we didn't use,
Oh, okay, got it.
Got it,
went into that.
Okay.
okay. Okay, contract the license review board. Again, we have the clerk, equipment stays the same, and the contractual stays the same. Next is the building department, which we did yesterday. I saw Kevin, he's got to talk to Reed about the copier.
Yeah.
He's not really sure if it should be in their budget or his budget, or, because he does have money in his budget.
For one copy,
Yeah, you
yeah.
had mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah. Because I think he's like, he cycles through all of
Yes.
the departments.
Right, so I have to check on that. Okay, next is the registrar, by the statistics, that stays the same. Zoning department, we went through yesterday with Reed. Zoning Board of Appeals.
We didn't touch, do anything with that.
This was,
Or the planning board, we didn't do either.
The numbers got tweaked a little, so like it's not exactly the 4%. I think,
it was 6%.
I'm not even sure if that's the side of that, like.
I think it was 6%, let me get my notes.
I have a note on the side that it's 6%.
Yeah, again, I think we discussed this when we went through it quickly last week, is the zoning board and the planning board are both getting a lot more involved cases. And in essence, they're a volunteer group, but they get a small stipend. So I thought we're gonna address the fact that we're getting a stipend, we should up it a little bit. So we went from 4% to 6%, I think.
ZBA showing like 4% basically for the 4 members.
Right, but then I think,
But what happened with the chair is, the chair historically got twice what a regular member got, because they more work, yeah, they do more work, they, meeting with people, stuff like that. And somewhere along the line, that had gotten out of whack. And
Oh, that's it.
and then planning board and zoning board used to always be the same. And somewhere that got out of whack. So I thought what we had done is we had synced them back up. to be
Yeah,
the same.
they are synced back up now under the
Yes.
supervisor's tentative.
So I think it's like 4% for the members, but the chair might be closer to 6%.
Right,
because of
with the
tweak to
adjustment.
get it back. That makes
Okay.
sense.
And the clerk, same thing, 4%?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. Well, the clerk, did we?
should be 4%.
No, but did we? I think that might be more a function of how the hours are getting spent. Because when we had sort of reshuffled all the clerk responsibilities this year, because the 7960 was the planning board clerk amount, and now it's 10,000.
Are you doing planning? I'm looking at,
I'm
looking
sorry.
at zoning board. Okay. Yeah, we increased that over the 4% because they're gonna also be doing the wetlands permits now. So their workload's gonna get increased.
right,
Yes. Yeah, I knew there was something there was a redistribution.
Yeah.
So the overall salary of the clerk will be 4% increase. It's just how it's broken down.
Right,
that makes sense.
okay. And anything on the bottom, well, what's the increase on the bottom? Well, again, planning board professional services, we're upping that $10,000 from 20 to 30,000. Of course, again, we're seeing a lot of needy, the outside.
Yeah, more complicated
Yeah.
applications coming before us.
Outside. Okay.
And if they do wetlands, there's just more resolutions for them to do.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
But also just, they're getting more complicated, so if we need to hire somebody
Yes.
to counter what
Right.
applicants, professionals are coming.
Right,
Right.
just like we're doing now with the secret. Bringing in someone to walk us through it. Okay, Water Advisory Committee. No significant changes here. And this was one where the water testing money got flip-flopped around a little. Peter Grand, said, these are the ones that we need the budget for, as opposed to We did.
So it went to the water level monitoring, because that's now
Yes.
digital, right? So it's a continuous reading,
Mhm.
so it's costing us more.
We didn't budget anything for that last year.
Okay,
Again, Peter comes in and explains to us, you know, sometimes they rotate what they,
right,
how they do it.
fine,
Yeah, it all gets paid to USGS.
right.
Just on those wells, the digital readings on those wells, are all the wells or it's just the super?
I think it's 4 right now.
Four super wells or whatever they call
Yeah.
them.
I can't read that, can you?
Oh, wow. So for the contract, which one is this for? Oh, so for the water level monitoring.
Right.
It's 21,600 a year.
Mhm.
And then the water intrusion is 4 monitoring, 4 holes. 2021 was 20,000 total, and WQI paid 10,000.
Okay.
Actually, I thought the 10,000 was for water quality testing.
Maybe that's, well, I mean, if
I
it's
think
saltwater
that's
intrusion,
line.
Okay.
Or just,
Because it wouldn't be for the borehole monitoring. It was,
Well,
It was
yeah,
20
what's the, you have the third? What's the
oh,
third one?
2016 through 18, the study was the baseline, and the next baseline.
That's the water quality.
Yeah, that was the
2026, 2028.
that was the extra 8,000 that got paid out in 2020.
It's in
No, 2021. It's in-
Okay.
Yes, because we were just completing those audits.
It's in tiny micro.
Again,
Actually, we're budgeting 20K there.
Low on it, Michelle?
You can, I pay something.
no, not for saltwater intrusion.
Oh, okay.
The water quality testing.
Oh, okay, so this
The
is, I see, it's
0.487.
okay, I got it.
Because we can't just, we used to do a baseline study, so we had something to peg against.
Right.
But we can't use that money.
Yeah, I understand.
For just every,
Yep. Mhm.
Where are they measuring the saltwater intrusion? Anybody know exactly where that saltwater intrusion is being measured from? Is
I don't.
from what well?
Probably if we went on their site, we could, I think I have it on it.
Yeah, if whoever has the WAC in the future, if we could just find out, I'd be curious to know that where on the island saltwater intrusion is being measured. Is it in Montclair and Silver Beach and Big Ram or Little Ram or different, houses that are in trouble with saltwater intrusion?
Yes.
yeah, that's groundwater presentation.
Yeah, I don't see it on here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be answered
well,
now,
it's a good
but
question.
it's just a good question to try to decipher and to tell the public,
Mm-hmm.
the public where we're measuring this from.
I think if you go on their site, the USGS site, you can punch and jump around. I'll find it. Okay, next is the comprehensive plan. Again, we discussed this, we're gonna increase the clerk's payment based on the hours they're putting in to get the work done. Keeping everything else the same. We have 45,000 already in there for professional services. We'll encumber that if we don't spend it this year. And we're gonna budget another 45,000. That's for consultants to finish the work that has been started.
So contrary to popular belief out there in the public, we do plan on bringing consultants in.
Right.
We have money set aside for consultants, just not utilizing them at this moment while we're gathering the information.
Exactly.
Getting the bones done, but
Yeah.
then we will bring professionals
Yeah.
into.
Meg, you can speak to it. I think that my feeling or my understanding was you wanted to get as much of the information, through committee before we present it to the consultants.
Right, we want to collect as much information as we can ourselves and figure out where our gaps are so that we hire consultants, we know exactly what we need to task them with, so that we're not wasting their time doing things that we can do more effectively.
Or our money.
Yeah, or our money. More, yeah. Exactly.
Just thought it was an opportunity to get. some
Definitely. Well, and it's also, one of the complaints we had with the first round of consultants was that they didn't understand the island and they didn't know who to talk to. So that at least, we know who to talk to get the information we need. So by the time we have a rough draft, we'll know exactly where our gaps are, what technical information we need filled in. We'll have all the other stuff done. And then it's just more efficient and cost effective. That's kind of the plan.
That's the key term, cost effective
It is budget
for
season.
me. Okay, CAC, we have the increase for the clerk. Everything else stays the same. Benefits B,
Well, that one concept that we just talked about, where you just, writing, based upon the need, where the gaps are, being cost effective. That's a great, small little article for the local paper to be put in there now, sooner rather than later, to quiet the crowd, just to say, by the way, the call has been for getting qualified people in here to be able to gather data. But the logic being, being cost effective and working on budget is that you don't bring them in and just, a lot of legwork can be done beforehand.
Absolutely.
That's what's being done now, all that legwork, all that collection of data that we are capable of collecting. Once you find out where the gaps are, you hire the specialist to come in to study those gaps and to be able to fill in that kind of sophisticated data. I think that's something that the public should know. I think there's.
Well, and that's what the committee agreed to when we started this back up.
But I think
that
it
was
needs to be
the plan.
reiterated now at a critical time. These kinds of informational kinds of things go a long way in quieting or no, you're not asking to quiet. You're asking to satisfy the curiosity of people that are probably well-intended of why you're not doing something. Obviously, not everybody is following every bit of every meeting.
Yeah.
And getting that information out to the public, I think, is extremely, extremely important.
I agree, Jim, and again, we have all these new committees forming on the island, and they're questioning, the last one was they're questioning the comprehensive plan, and their strong feeling and need for a professional consultant, and
Yeah.
we have the money ready, and when we're ready to bring them in, we will.
And we're going to discuss that more on Monday at our CPAC meeting,
Good.
because that's something that, the whole committee just wanted to talk about again and just
Good.
reiterate what the plan was.
Yeah.
They're on board with it.
Very good. Okay. Great, thank you for bringing that up. Okay, page 42, benefits B. Again, Shelby just gave us a change in social security from 41.6 to 36.8.
Okay.
Everything else is pretty accurate at this time, this is what we know from.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a slight increase there, percentage-wise. Then we can go to our revenues. You see, revenues are up. This is the building department revenue.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Go down the list, home improvement contracts, we're projecting a $5,000 increase from 90,000 to 95. Short-term rental license, we're projecting from 2,000 to 3,500. Irrigation permits, we're keeping the same because we know how many permits there are. And building permits, this is a significant increase. We're going up from 250,000 to 350,000 because we increased all the permits. And we have some of the things we've been covering, paying for. It's going to be part of the application now that the applicant pays for those fees. Unclassified revenues is down for whatever reason. Any notes on why?
Yeah, because people are foiling
Oh,
instead,
that was, yeah, thank you.
right?
Yeah,
So it used to be like we would charge people for a C of O.
right.
And now instead they're foiling it, or like even if you needed an official one for, was it title searches?
Yeah.
Now they're just sort of taking anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to have the official signature and such.
All right.
That's what Reed was saying.
Design consultation fees, we're not projecting anything there. Revision of paperwork, we're keeping the same. And salinity tests, we're keeping the same. So we have an increase. Last year, we adopted 391,300. And this year, we're projecting 481,300.
$90,000 increase.
Yes. Mhm. Zoning board review, keeping the same. It seems to be, an accurate number of $10,000. Planning board review is the same thing. It's not as much as the zoning, but it's 4,000 and we're projecting 4,000 again. Then we have, under general revenue, DEC rebate for the electric car, $7,500. We'll be eligible for that. And the special exemption application fee, I'm not really sure what that is. But we budgeted 500. We took in 11,000 and we're gonna budget 500 again, because I have no idea what that revenue is.
Yeah, you can't
Sometimes,
project that.
yeah. You wanna go through anything on these or?
No, this is just a summary that helps to
Yep.
feed into the calculating page.
Okay, okay, so we did the A fund and the B fund. The DA and the DB are mostly highway related and
Yes.
public works and landfill. So want to run through them or you want to wait
No,
for
we should
Brian
wait
to
for
really
I say we wait for
explain
Brian.
them to us?
We could look at CPF and
Yep.
Western Water.
I didn't get those because I didn't have numbers at the time.
Oh, okay, page 44.
About,
Yeah, I was gonna say capital maybe.
62 and CPF.
Okay.
can you walk
Yeah,
us
I mean-
through just where we are up to this year?
MTA.
Is it worth it or?
Oh, so that's not right.
55,
One more page.
53 of 55.
Actually, I'd rather wait
Yeah.
because we
So I got four,
coming in.
240.
Investors are coming in at 240.
Yeah,
there you go, that one.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're talking about is the capital fund line, and again, this is what started in, really, last year we started it.
Yes.
Instead of the police or the highway or different departments in their budget lines putting in for the big purchases, we need to know, what they're gonna need long range, and we can either start budgeting for it, or if they need something specific right away. But this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And again, Jake Hart started this with the highway, and he had his own capital fund project, and we're just continuing that and adding on the other departments. We have ADA compliance, carport structure, Condon Creek Dock, garage expansion for the EMS, power lift stretcher system for the EMS.
What page are you on?
53 of 55.
Ha, I was one page off.
We're gonna update radios at 10 per year.
Okay.
Again, this is, put in for 2 new boat engines, upgrade the countywide radio system. So these are all things we have to do, and we know there's gonna be expenses. If we can do them over time, makes sense to budget accordingly instead of trying to jam it all in at once. So, Dottie, anything we missed from yesterday with the?
I wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah, I know, I thought, Amber might have said, I think we covered everything. But certainly we covered everything in your department. I just-
Yeah, she said you
General.
yesterday.
Again, but, we're waiting Monday for the significant departments to come in, so we can go over the big purchases. I don't really have much else to talk about.
Short one.
Jiminy?
No, I think Monday's a big day.
And again, just, yes, if you weren't here yesterday, Jim mentioned, if we look at our overall budget, approximately every $112,000 to $15,000 equals 1%. So if we're looking to, mark money out, that's the way to, if you want to look at it percentage wise, Jim likes to say, let's keep it under 4%, and looking for a percentage, those are the numbers we have to look at to try to get to it.
It's doable. And I think if Monday will be a very revealing thing. I think that'll be a very fruitful day. And then we do have, as we discussed at the very beginning of this meeting today, some things that we can look at in order to meet that goal. But, it is, my biggest concern is that we are trying to the best of our ability with the rate of inflation this year to take care of people that work for the town to try to keep them making a decent salary, to be able to afford to remain on the island. We have lost people in the past during my 7 years of being on this board, where we've lost key people that have families that just could no longer afford to live here on the island, and pay the rent and the mortgage and remain here. So that's something that we're concerned about. So I think the strategy of where we could go to 4% and sometimes slightly higher to help people with that is important. On the same token, not everybody who pay taxes obviously works for the town. The vast majority of people don't, and they're struggling as well. So it's the fine balance that you run there by trying to keep the taxes down to a minimum level of an increase, and still continue to get, in my estimation, things that might have been neglected. And of course, of the 10 committees I sit on, the grants committee is the one that I really focus in on, where, whether it's been bulkheads that all aged out, or buildings that aged out, or ADA compliance, or things that have caught up with us. It's irresponsible to continue to turn your back on those things. They're not going away. It's going to cost you more in the future. So being attentive to those capital needs is critical. Not to mention that we are updating our comprehensive plan, which is long overdue, which needs to be done. And we're taking a look at community housing, which again is, in our estimation, the five of us, a critical area that needs to be, and working on major water initiatives at the same time. We're working currently on 3 or 4 major projects that will have a very, very positive impact on ecologically here on the island. And that has been our goal. Water has always been our focus. Those things cost money to do. And I think we've done a pretty darn good job of trying to seek additional funding, alternate means of funding, supplemental funding through grants and other things to get these things to happen. We'll continue to work hard to do that. A thing like West Neck Water is something that, again, we're working hard for those 70 some odd recipients of West Neck Water to lower a major expenditure for them in trying to improve their infrastructure. Crescent Beach bathroom was a critical thing that was long overdue. We had to do it. You take a look at Wade's Beach, you take a look at the community center across the street. There have been major, major improvements to critical bulkheads. We have road raisings, we have the ferry terminals that we're looking at. There's a whole host of things that environmentally we have to deal with. And we're trying to do it by developing plans, multi-year plans. And that's the purpose of a multi-year capital plan, is that to identify all these critical areas, prioritize them, recognize you can't do them all in 1 year. How do you spread them out, and which comes first? And having it's just like your home. You don't do everything at once. You may work on a kitchen, or you may work on the roof, or you may work on something on the outside of the house, or some project, but it requires maintenance. Right. So we know we have our work cut out for us, but I'm pretty proud of the fact that we are moving in every direction. People say, "Are you taking on too much?" We're not, because we're not trying to do it all in one spot. I think that, to start this conversation, the most responsible thing we did was the selling of the cell tower at that time, and that was critical, $2.2 million. We got 4 major projects done. We put money aside to offset the cost of revenues that we lost. I think we've made pretty good, intelligent decisions when it comes to budget. Hopefully we continue to do that. It's a process. And I want to praise the supervisor and Amber and also Shelby for, putting together what I think is a very, very responsible budget to start with. And that's very satisfying, because without those 3 people making the humans, getting this in line with where we need to be, it doesn't get done. Then it's a process of not 4 or 5 meetings. It's a process of, we could be doing this till November, trying to get the numbers right. So a lot of the work has been done already for us. I praise the department chairs for their hard work, and they realized, and every one of them, when they come in here, Chief Reed is a prime example of when he comes in, he realizes he's a small piece of the puzzle, and they do their best. The one killer that I think that we're all worried about is this EMS thing going forward. And we saw just one retirement, how that impacted our budget. And supervisor just talked to you about 1 percentage point in the budget. That retirement cost you 1 to 2 percentage points in the budget, every year. That doesn't go away. So,
I mean, the town has always run on volunteers.
yes,
It's getting to the point where we can't always count on that.
that's why it justifies the need to address the demographics on the island. We do need to encourage young families to be able to remain on this island. We need to ensure that older people that have lived here their entire lives can continue to live here on this island in some means, shape, or form, to the best of our ability. We're not looking for handouts, we're not looking to gifts, we're looking to work with the local population to make this.
Jim, to try to segue from that and with what you started with about, taxes and people buying bread and milk. The first thing I did with this budget process was I took all the personal services. I showed everything from a 2% increase to an 8% increase. And I was hoping, I presented a 4%, but I was hoping if we were able to knock it down, we can even go higher with the increases. Because people, you hear the naysayers will say, well, I can't afford this and everything's gone up. And I would remind everyone that the price of bread and the price of milk goes up for everybody. That includes everybody that works here. And if, you're feeling it, then we're feeling it too. And it's important that we try to address that. Again, the CPI is over 8%, and we're trying to keep, the budget as good as we can, but we're also trying to address the needs of the people that work with us. So let's keep that in mind. Okay. All right, I think we're going to adjourn because,
Can I say something?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
When I was reviewing the budget, I noticed that you're taking a lot of stuff out of general, putting it into waterways. When you came to the salaries from the town clerk's office, you took them out of the waterways and put it in general.
Right.
What's the theory there?
The theory there, Dottie, is the feeling was anything that's waterways related, as far as on the water or the equipment for the water, we felt was 100% legitimate to take it from
Yeah, sure,
waterways.
yeah.
The salary for the waterways clerk and a portion of your salary is taken from there. But originally, what we had done was a couple of years ago, we took waterways money for a percentage of each clerk's
Right.
salary.
Yeah.
And thinking it over and looking real hard and being honest with myself, I didn't feel that was the true way to do it.
Okay.
I felt that,
No,
you and the clerk, definitely, you and the waterways clerk should definitely have their funding from there. The other 3 deputy clerks, I think, should come from the A fund. And we did make everybody whole. We didn't.
yes, right,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So that was
I
really
just
the
wondered
reason.
what the theory was
Yeah.
behind the whole.
Well, I think we kind of
I had
stretched
the
it
other
a
person.
little by taking it in the first place from waterways
Yeah, the-
for each, I
the
mean,
time
even though the office, your office handles WMAC, but percentage wise, I don't know that we did it the right way. And, again, we did it, the intent was so we can use it to offset taxpayer money. But I think in the long run, we're trying to do it the right way.
Okay,
Okay?
yeah.
Shell, anything else we're gonna wait for? Okay, Meg? All right, do we know if BJ will be back next week? or-
Honestly, I don't
Haven't heard
know. I
yet?
haven't heard from her yet. I was waiting to call because
Okay.
there's a time
Yeah, right.
difference. I didn't want to be that guy who forgot that there's like 3-hour difference between here and California.
for people that might be listening, that was an emergency that, her mother's health has not been good, so, this was something that she felt the
Right.
need to have to be out there immediately, and so our thoughts and prayers are with her and her mother and the family, so hopefully
Yes.
all goes well.
And I know she was very involved in this process, so we'll go,
Yeah, well, we're recording these so
Yes,
she can
yeah.
watch them. She requested we record them, and if she can zoom in, she's going to try to zoom in.
Okay.
But I know it'd be rather early there, I think, like painful for me at least.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion, wait, Julie, you have any questions?
Thank you, I'm set.
Okay, all right, so we'll see everybody Monday then, thank you.